Hello. So this week we're going to be closing out Leo season because Friday Virgo season starts and Saturday is a Virgo new moon. So we're getting a lot of energy moving towards the structuring, systems, organizations, self-care, nature, that sort of thing. So this is a good week because in a month solar eclipse season starts. Well, eclipse season starts, but we'll be moving into a solar eclipse in a month from now. So the energy is going to get wonky. So now is a good time to continue with our processing, sorting, think about where we're compromising too much, where we don't compromise enough, what we need to keep, what we need to release, where we need to simplify, what we still need to let go of, what systems are working and which ones aren't, and how can we come up with constructive ways to change the systems that aren't working. So I also want to talk about self-care in this, because let's remind ourselves all week that nothing should be punishment. Some of the shadow aspects of Virgo is they can really punish themselves. If you have a lot of Virgo in your chart, you can get hung up on shame, which is not productive at all, and it actually just perpetuates the victimhood or unhealthy patterns. And it can alienate or isolate you from other people. Instead of creating community and healthy systems, you are actually breaking your own system down. Systems include your body and include nature and the laws of the universe and how all of those things work. And they work really efficiently, especially when man doesn't interfere but works with it. Because we are part of nature. We just forget that sometimes and try to control it, and then things fall apart. So control is usually a trauma response too. So if we're feeling the need to control something, we're still in a trauma response. We don't have to have our trauma completely healed to recognize that we're having a trauma response. Sometimes recognizing the response and finding new ways of responding to something is enough to begin the healing process of the trauma, because sometimes it needs to be acknowledged more than it needs anything else. So think about your own processes and systems that are working and not working. What do you admire about the efficiency of nature even, or any other system that works? And what isn't working? And what would be, if you've tried something in the past and it worked, how can you reframe it and apply that tactic to a present situation? I also want to remind you that Sunday is a good day for thinking out of the box for new systems, new ways of doing things. And, I think that it's important, again, to not focus too much on what has gone wrong, or what, at least within ourselves, what we have done wrong, mistakes we have made, because we tend to perpetuate things we focus on. And, I thought of the episode of Frasier where he's learning to ride a bike and how every time he would think about like the mailbox or the pole, that's the direction the bike would go. But he could ride when he was just focused on his task and what he was doing. So if you're thinking about what could go wrong or what may go wrong, you're likely going to have something go wrong. So try to focus on how it could go right and think of new systems that could help it maybe go righter. But try not to worry too much about the implementation just yet. As of Sunday, that'll be the best day for implementation. Now is a good time for releasing, letting go, creating a new intention, being specific about how you can structure that intention, what steps can be taken to get there, and you'll be able to really fine-tune it this weekend. And then by Sunday, you should get closer to being able to implement those things. So clean up any tasks, anything that's not done, anything Mercury retrograde had you put off. Now is a good time to sort through all that and have the discipline to see things through that need some kind of finality to them, so that you have the open space for newness, new ideas, refreshes, anything fresh and new. Also remember that with the changing of the seasons, even our diet changes, So think about your intuitive eating and how you can eat and consume according to your mental health, your physical health, and being in sync with the cycles of nature. There's a lot of ways we can really be in sync. And it's just kind of out of the box sometimes. And sometimes, well, it should always be natural. But, we're in a instant gratification, consumerism focused world. So we tend to want what we want when we want it. But how can we want what's readily available and wait on the things that aren't? How can we fill that void? That empty feeling we have sometimes because the world is so difficult to live in right now. How do we make it more manageable without having to consume or punish ourselves or disassociate? How do we get more grounded and more present in the moment and feel safe doing that? When have we found those moments in the past? When have we felt the most safe in the past, and how can we take that and apply it now? We're all capable of so much and we forget. So let's remember ourselves, remember to stay present, remember to stay grounded, and have the discipline to clear what needs to be cleared while we think about how we can make our lives easier with more efficient and compassionate systems that synchronize everything in a beautiful way and bring beauty into your life. Focus on beauty. Leo's all about beauty, and Virgo loves beauty too. So what is beautiful in your life? And it doesn't have to just be with your eyes. It can be how a human being behaves. I have learned this week that empathy makes me cry. There have been people that have given me condolences over the passing of a loved one. And then there are people who give me condolences with the level of empathy that makes me tear up instantly, which I think is beautiful. And I like that people care enough to ask. It's a beautiful thing, but there's something about certain people that look at you with empathy, and they don't need anything. They don't do it out of obligation. You just feel them caring, and they just want to connect with you so you can feel held emotionally. And that's a beautiful thing. And those people are gorgeous. Even if they make me cry. So I hope you have a lovely and beautiful week, letting go, giving yourself some grace, and taking good care of yourself, and dreaming big.